Welcome to the Trust's virtual AGM. Now that we have some 6,500 members, we're keen that members and members of the public generally have an ability to find out more information about the Trust. So this year, the highlights of the Trust's AGM are appearing on our website. You can find out more information about the challenges and achievements of the Trust during the last 12 months, but also an awful lot of information about the transformation of the Lister Hospital. Much of that transformation is very visible with the construction of a new surgery centre, a new maternity development and a new multi-storey car park. But other elements of the transformation of the Lister are taking place behind the scenes, such as this state-of-the-art redevelopment of the Trust's 40-year-old electrical infrastructure.
Are you a member here? Yeah.
Do you like the clinical presentations or you read them?
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trust's annual general meeting and thank you for coming.
This first slide that's on the screen now illustrates our financial performance in one of our most important measures, income and expenditure or net surplus. Now looking back to 2005-06, which is the first year on the left-hand side of the graph, you can see the Trust was in a very different position to the one we find ourselves in today. What's extremely important about the shape of this graph is in recent years how sustainable the improvement in our position has been, and that's testament to the hard work of many of our staff, whether they be operational, clinical or back office support staff. I'd like to end by returning to the point I made earlier about sustained financial performance. Clearly, hitting targets is an important part of what we do, and finance is no exception. But the more important benefit from having a stable financial platform is that it allows us to focus on the future, becoming a foundation trust and delivering real investment back into the quality of services that we provide to our patients.
This is a very exciting time for the Trust in the delivery of our strategy that we've spoken about at several of these AGMs. And for those of you that were here last year and have come to previous meetings, it's an exciting time for the Trust because we're going to see the realisation of those plans over the course of the last year and to date. Surgery Centre is one of our projects. We call this Phase 1. It's scheduled to open on the 18th of April 2010. At that point, half of the planned surgery, the elective surgery that's carried out at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Welwyn Garden City, will be transferred to the Lister Hospital site and treated within the Lister Surgery Centre. That surgery centre will be operated by our colleagues and partners. Clinicentre provides a state-of-the-art facility, and Surgery Centre will treat the majority of the Trust day cases and also short-stay elective patients within the unit. Approximately 12,000 patients a year will be treated there. Delivery of the multi-storey car park next summer will provide an excellent facility. There are some significant benefits and improvements that are delivered through that project, and Richard will take us through those and how that's going to be a much better experience for people visiting on our site. We call this Phase 4, but its better description really is the consolidation of the emergency and the inpatient services from the QE2 site to the Lister Hospital site. And it consists of a number of schemes, as you would expect it to do. It's a £75 million investment, and the schemes that are involved in this piece of work include a new 2-storey ward block, a refurbishment and an extension to the emergency department at the Lister Hospital, and 4 new operating theatres on the Lister Hospital site.
A patient entering the car park will discover that there's approximately over 660 parking spaces, of which more than 2/3 are dedicated to the public. We've estimated that that's more than sufficient to meet the demands of the new reconfigured hospital. In terms of sustainability, the new car park includes a green wall, wind turbines and photovoltaic panels. Effectively, the building should be virtually self-sufficient in energy terms. So, in conclusion, good news? Yes, I do think so. I really do. This, as you've already heard, will bring an end to our parking problems at the Lister. I've endured them for 20 years and I will be very pleased to see them in place. My plea is that you bear with us for the next year whilst we manage the difficult time ahead. Thank you.
Upon approval of our Phase 4 plans, we believe that will be put forward by the Department of Health to begin the process of assessment to become a foundation trust. Without the delivery of Phase 4, frankly, we can't, because we're unable to demonstrate to the regulator that we can deliver our strategy that's been clearly outlined. Now, we want to be a foundation trust, yes, because we do desire the freedoms of the foundation trust, frankly. We think they'll be helpful to us as we seek to provide better care to the community. We desire the status as a foundation trust because we think also it represents recognition of our performance improvements over recent years. And it would be nice to get the recognition of that as a foundation trust. But most importantly of all, above all of those, we desire to be a foundation trust because we think it will institutionalise our relationship with you, those who use our services. And we think it's fundamentally important that in the future we should be accountable to you and not through a bureaucracy to Whitehall. So hopefully in the course of the next few weeks and months, as that Phase 4 progress is made, you'll see us progress towards becoming a foundation trust, and we look forward to building that relationship with you.